Hello, hope you're doing great. My name is Rose. Welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna look at my Etsy shop and the digital finds that I sell on it, and I use it as my side hustle. I don't use it in my ordinary income, daily income and spends, but I keep that money in a saving account, and some of it I use it to reinvest in my side hustle. Okay, let's look at the shop first. I will give you a walkthrough of what I sold so far this year and how it's working in general. And then I'm going to talk about why it's good to use Etsy shop, or why it's good to sell digital files on Etsy shop. And then I give you a few tips and questions of how to identify what is a good product or kind of Etsy shop for yourself. Okay, let's go. I'm going to put the passcode off the screen just because I don't want you to see my code. Okay, so this is my year-to-date data for my Etsy shop. I started this Etsy shop last year, or almost the year before, like I think it was end of 2021. And it's a very low maintenance. That's what I like about this. But we're gonna have more talk about that. So first, you can see that we're comparing this year's and last year's data. The blue is for this year and gray one is for last year. Total visits is basically, it can be kind of like if a user came to your shop multiple times, that is going to be counted as multiple times, and that's not unique visitors. So it's the total time that users or visitors came to my shop and looked at my listings. As you can see, last year it was lower. This year we're doing more than double in visits, and also in orders. For like some months it's different. Definitely January we did great. We almost had 10 orders, but in summer we weren't as active on our shop and we didn't put new listings, so it is down a bit comparing to last year. But this month is also good. Last year August we didn't have any sale. And then here it breaks down how where different users came from. So majority of them came from Etsy app. They just opened the app or Google and started searching for it. These 400 visits are coming from people who saw our listing or products on our YouTube or on our Instagram or on our TikTok, and then they clicked on a link and then they came here. The marketing and SEO is that if you are paying for ads on Etsy, which is not that expensive, you can even do $1 per day, which we did for a month last year, but it brought so many visits and visitors to our shop, but it didn't convert into orders. So we stopped doing it after a month because it wasn't for us. We just had, I think for our shop, we just have to like organically come to people's pages and like catch people attentions so they buy from us. So it wasn't for us. Maybe for some other people it works, but not us. Also, it can be that Etsy on default can advertise your shop and your listings on different websites, for example on Google. when people search for something, they one of the listings can be your one of the results in the search can be your listing, and then once the user buys that, it will deduct a fee for advertising. So that's coming from there. Then Etsy search is people just going on Etsy and searching stuff and then finding you through that. Which I think it can be kind of considered as this one, but I think maybe Etsy search is on the website, but Etsy app is on the app itself. Then we have social media, that are people who come from our social medias, like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. And then Etsy ads is, so for this part, marketing and SEO is when Etsy puts an ad for you. Those people are coming from there. But Etsy ads is when you actually buy the ads, which we didn't buy any ads this year. That's why it's 0. And of course, we had like 27 orders this year, and our listings are something between a few bucks to $13-15. So we don't have higher than that in our listings currently. So if we want, like till now we looked at the visits and orders, but if we want to look at views is basically like impression. People they don't have to click on your listings and shop to be counted as visits. That is when visits happens. Visits is when people actually click on your listings and go to your shop and look at your listings. But views can be impression, can be they just looked at the listings on the results of Etsy, and then they might decide not to click on yours and click on someone else's. So that's the difference between visits and views, and that's why views are so much higher. Also, if we look at previous screenshot, we can see that we are way higher on everything comparing to last year. But it depends month by month. It can be different, and also it depends on what they buy, because we have different range of prices. Until now that we're in August, we had more than 200 revenue for this year, which is 100% more than last year, which sounds great. Last year for the whole year we had around the same amount, but as we are in August, it's considered 100% more. And we can, I think 200, I know it's low, but also please consider this, that this shop and what we sell has a very low maintenance, so you don't have to be actively engaged in it, and that's the beauty of it. And like any other thing, like any other business, the start is slow, but it will grow into more. As you can see, like last year we made half of this by this month, but now we are like 2 times of last year. So if we want to look at the past 30 days, we had almost 400 views or impressions, which is also higher than last month, the prior 30 days. And we only had 5 orders, and 5 orders is equal to $46 for us, almost shy of $10, average of shy of $10 per order basically, which is good to me. So now if we want to look at the financials of this month for August, which August hasn't ended even yet, we're in the middle of August right now. Our sales was $33, we had total of 4 sales. And please also know that this past 30 days that it shows 5 orders, part of it is in July. That's why here it shows 4 orders. So we get to the important part. What Etsy gains from this? 20 cents per listing, especially if you put it on automatic, will go to the listing. So even if you put your digital file on automatic listings, each time that someone buys it, it will deduct 20 cents, which is the listing price of your order, of the price. And then there is some transaction fees, processing fees that Etsy also deducts, and that is for Etsy. I don't remember the exact number, but one of these are 6%. It used to be 3% early COVID and prior to that, but now they changed it to 6%. And I think one other thing is also 3%. I don't understand the difference between processing fee and transaction fees, but they just want to basically, I think, make the most money. Probably transaction fees are mainly for banks or credit card fees that you pay on anything. It's just that on some of the things that you pay, it's included in the price, so you never understand that you're paying for that fee. But everyone's paying that if they're not paying cash or they're not paying through their checking or bank account. If you're using credit card, you are paying this transaction fee on anything. And then here we can see the marketing. As I said, Etsy ads, because we didn't buy any Etsy ads, it's like 0 and nothing is there. But offsite ads is the same ads that I explained, that when someone Googles something on Google for Etsy, Etsy might advertise your listings in the results, and then if they buy that, then that will be, I think it usually is around 8 to 15%, depend on the kind of ad that, and also it depends on the price of your product. Definitely they will deduct that as well, which doesn't make sense because they're marketing on their own, and I think they should pay for it, but this is what it is right now. And the good thing is that we don't have any shipping cost because it's a digital file. Once they buy it, it will right away email the file to them, and that's it. That's a wrap. You don't have to do anything. Okay, now we just wanted to look at our previous few days of the activities that was on our channel, on our Etsy shop. Till for the past few days, people bought our stuff, favorited our stuff, left a review, those things. It can be any amount that whatever that you want to put. The interesting thing about favorite is that when someone favorites your listings, if you set up the coupon for favorite items, after a few days they might receive a coupon for that, and then they might buy your item. Also, some people favorite it just to like Pinterest. They want to have a board of things that they might want to buy in the future, or they inspired by that. So it doesn't necessarily means that they're just favoriting stuff to buy your listings for less money. It's just that it can be counted as a Pinterest board. Okay, I think we're finished. Okay, so let's go and talk about different things in Etsy and how you can start this shop. What are the good things, bad things about it? I'm a lefty, as you know, so I have to come on the right side of my notebook so I can write. Okay, so one of the good things about Etsy is that you only create your listing once in a while. You don't have to do it every day. You don't have to post anything every day or every week. You just create listings once in a month. Once in a while, sorry. Then another thing is that this listing only cost 20 cents. If you 20 cents per listings. If you didn't sell anything, you just want to list to just test the waters and to see how it goes, it is usually active for 3 months, I think. So you can just pay 20 cents and just per listing and post your listings. Maybe you can put 5 things in your shop and just pay $1 for 5 listings to just test the waters. So it's not expensive. You can definitely test this, and that's one of the good things about Etsy, that if you don't sell anything, if you just want to test the waters, it's not expensive. It doesn't cost you much. Just for 5 listings, just $1. Another good thing about Etsy is that Etsy handles sale tax and those stuff for you. So you saw in my screenshot that part of it was saying remit taxes, so they collect it for you based on the location that you have or your business have, and they collect it based on that, and they also remit the tax if necessary, so you don't have to do anything. Another good thing is that most states don't have any sale tax for digital items. So that's a great thing. If the $200 that I sold, I don't have to pay any sale tax on it, even if they were in my state, because my state is Michigan and they don't collect it for digital items. Another thing that is related to taxes is that if you sold less than $600, you don't have to file any tax, any separate form. It doesn't generate any, I think, 1099 for you. So you can just it's not going to create more headaches for you, basically. Another thing that is good about Etsy is that you can set up automatic sale and automatic you can call it shipping. It can be automatically set up, automatic sale. So when someone purchases something from your shop, since it's digital file, once their credit card or their transaction is complete, the file will be sent to them right away and they can download it. That's it. There is no other issue about that. This is not a good tip or bad tip. It's basically for your awareness that this is a side hustle, so it will, like any other business that you start from nothing, it has low income and low maintenance in the start. I think I wrote it wrong. My spelling was bad. So that's a really good thing, and it will be a slow start because you have 0 orders and zero reviews, and nowadays that it really matters the the reviews really matters. People look at the shops and look at how many sales they had so far, how many reviews they have, is it closer to 5, how many reviews there are, and whether the seller is quick to reply or not, or quick to help or not. So that's the only thing. Like, you only need to create those listings once in a while, and you just need to try to get back to your customers as soon as possible when they have an issue or question. And another thing is that Digital Files doesn't have any returns. So when they buy it, there's no return, there's no refund. It's stated in a lot of places in Etsy website that it's Digital File because of the nature of the product. There's no refund or return, so you don't also have that headache about the shop that most people who sell physical products have. And definitely no shipping, which I love this. You can be asleep, you can be in vacation, you can be at your work, and someone purchased something and they receive the file right away. The transaction is complete. In a few days you will receive the transaction. That's it. You don't have to do anything once you list all these things, once you set up the whole thing automatically. So if you're interested, I can talk about that, how to set up everything on Etsy, especially the automated part, or the parts that you want to put for people for policies or rules, that they don't come back with bad reviews for you, and you say that this is the nature of the file, or you have to do XYZ to use this file, or XYZ is the intention of this file, so they don't have anything to tell you about. Because if they're gonna write a review that, oh, this file didn't do XYZ, you can reply and refer to your policy and say that it didn't supposed to be XYZ, it's supposed to be ABC. So that's it. That's the good thing about Etsy. And now let's talk about how to find your the digital file, or what field is good for you. Basically, you just have to answer some questions. It's not that I can tell you to do this or do that. I don't think I should dictate anything, because it goes back to your talent, your art. What is your desire? What is your goal? What do you want to do? Basically, there are some questions that you have to ask yourself and say, and first of all, do a research and see what is on Etsy, what people are selling on Etsy basically, or what is not on Etsy that you think people might want to have it. What is on Etsy, or what is not on Etsy. Both of these things are very important, because if something is on Etsy and it has a high demand, there's a high chance that there are multiple shops that have high reviews, good prices, many sales, that are already selling those stuff. So you definitely want to try this. You want to lean more into this side and see what is not on Etsy that could sell. If you're a user, what do you want to see? What do you want to see or have and willing to buy? Whether your thing is being organized, whether you're into workout, whether you're into art, what are you into? And if there are people like you that you can find out from YouTube, you definitely have a community, you definitely have a customer, you definitely have a users who wants to use your stuff. And combination of Etsy and YouTube will be, I think, very perfect for this research. And the most important question, I think, is that what is your talent? What are you good at? And a lot of people might say, I'm not good at this, I am like talentless, I can't do this, I can't do that. You can turn what you like, or what is your part of your daily, weekly life, and sell it. And there are people out there that are not sure how other people are living, are not sure how they're handling their financial stuff or their mental stuff or their workout, anything. You can create a digital file out of something ordinary that you do, that you see a lot of people like you don't do it, or don't do it the right way. Things can be that you're very organized. You can create a template that helps that. You're an artist. You can create arts and different designs, those things. You're into, I don't know, workout, recipes, photograph, anything. I think nowadays can be digitalized. It's just that you have to think about what works for you, what you like to do, and what people want to have. Or maybe they don't know yet that they want such a thing because they've never saw such a thing. And sometimes the simple things are the ones that we miss, that we think, oh, this is like a 21st century, people have computers, people have internet, ChatGPT, they can do anything they want. But there are some people out there that don't feel like it, or they're just not as good as you are, or not all the people know how to work perfectly with ChatGPT, with computer, with laptop, with internet. There are always some people that need a little help in learning something, in doing something more organized, more template kind of way, that some people don't even think about it. But once they see that, they say, oh, I can do that, I can use that. And I think that's the most important part about digital files on Etsy, that it can be low income at first. It definitely always have low maintenance, but once you test the waters and see what works, then you can find your audience, then you can find your customers, and then you can build a community, build files, build products. Even after a while you can do physical products if you think that sells better. But you need your base first, which I think this is a perfect way of doing it, because you don't have to do a lot of work once it's building on its own. Because you leave it for 6 months, for 3 months, and then you come see and you had like 10 sales in 6 months and a couple of reviews, and another person that is interested in that file, in that product, in that idea, when they search it, your product is one of the products that comes up, and they try to decide whether to buy yours or not. So it will build its own. After a few sales, after a few reviews, it will build the audience, the customer, the base on its own, and you don't have to do lots of things. You just need to do some optimizations, some cleaning, some organizing once in a while, and that's it. Let me know if you have any questions. I can walk you through how to set up the Etsy, how to set up the listings, how to set up the automated sale, and everything about that. The tax work, the paperwork, the business side, I can also help with that. Just let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day. See you later. Bye bye.